Hope everybody had a great weekend. Man, it's a nice, cool, crisp Monday morning. If you like the cool weather, this is a nice one, man. If you don't like the cool weather, like my wife, you don't like today. At least not until it starts to warm up some. But oh man, I love this stuff. All right, we're gonna jump into this thing and get it going. All right, let's see here. All right, so day 8, man, day 8. If you guys weren't able to get on over the weekend, catch up on it because we started getting into the tech stuff and went over some of the stuff, recapped a few things with Snagit, and got into some of the um, cool things that you can do with it a little bit more in depth, and why we use it and how you can resize things with it. And it's not just a it's not just a tool that you can grab an image with. It's so much more than that. I mean, you can use it to grab video, you can use it to grab audio. I mean, it's powerful. I mean, it's powerful. I mean, there's so much you can do with it. So much, so much, so much. So check those videos out over the weekend. And then today's challenge, because I want to get through the challenge real quick, and I want to get into some more of the tech stuff, because this really starts this week starts the tech stuff. And this is really what I like, is the tech stuff is where the fun's at. I mean, because you have so much, you can create so much cool stuff, and it's where the fun happens, in my opinion. Because I mean, it's there's something about when you can take and you just kind of think about something, but then when you can kind of create it and make it come to life, and how you see things online, and it's like, how did they do that? And then it's like when you learn how easy it is, or some of them are challenging, but when you see how easy it is, it's like, okay, I can do that. And then you figure out how to do that, and then it's like, okay, well, let's take that and take it to the next level. And this is why I said from the very beginning, once you guys learn how to use some of the basic tools first, and then once you learn the basics, then if you want to step up, then step up. But when you step up, you're gonna have to pay a little bit for that, because the step up tools, they charge you. I mean, they're not just gonna give them to you, unfortunately. It's the way the game works. But you can absolutely do this without paying for all the step up stuff. But at the same time, if you want to get into all this cool, creative, mind blowing things, uh, it comes at a little bit of a cost, but it ain't that bad. It's not that bad at all. So today's challenge is actually, that is not today's challenge. That was yesterday's challenge. I did not update that. Hold on. That was yesterday's challenge. Let's do this. Let's change this right here. Do this. Bam. Now show that. Boom. Go live. Do a live video. A live video with some distractions, and post it. And the purpose of a live video is there's no going back. There's no redo. There's no, oops, I need to edit that, or no, you're committed. You're committed. And that's what this is all about, is being committed. And when you get committed to it and you just start doing it, that's where you need to really be when you're doing this kind of stuff. Because once you start to realize that, once you commit to it and realize that it does not have to be perfect all the time, it does not have to be 100% right all the time, then that's when you can start to get a whole lot more comfortable with what you're doing. And when you realize that perfection is the enemy of progress, and you can get past this, and you can accept the fact that it's not going to be perfect all the time, it makes everything else a whole lot easier. And I mean, it's hard for us sometimes because we want to make sure we deliver that perfect point, or we want to say it just the right way, or we don't want to sound like we're stumbling, or whatever. I mean, like with these, there's times I'm saying and but then you look at some of my videos, I don't have any ums. You know, I need to probably have more ums in some of my videos. They're a little bit too polished, and they're a little bit more, this is a little bit more authentic, or somewhere in between is a little more authentic. And nobody is just spot on perfect 100% all the time. And that's what you guys have got to understand is you got to humanize yourself. And the the more you can get to where you can humanize yourself and make yourself more relatable, that's where the sweet spot is. And you get out there wherever you do the live video today. Um, just tell a story. Show some data. Just talk about just a funny story in your industry or a horror story. I mean, just talk about something. Just talk about something. Just explain things. You can talk about something on your personal page again. That's about business. Just we can't be more authentic than talking about something business wise in a very casual setting on our personal page. I mean, we're just being real, we're being vulnerable. Um, but the being when you're doing it live, you just can't quit. You just got to push through and you got to go through it. Yeah, there's an old saying, you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And if you can get to that point, being comfortable with being uncomfortable, there's nothing you can't do. There's nothing you can't overcome. There's nothing you can't conquer. I mean, that's the key. And that's where a lot of you guys have got to get to with this is how do you get comfortable with being like this? And I mean, it's no different from sitting across from somebody at Starbucks or on the phone with somebody or Snapchatting or FaceTiming. It really isn't. But you've got to flip the switch in your brain. I mean, it's honestly the same conversation. I mean, it really is. I mean, it really is. You're talking to them. You're just talking to them through this instead of looking directly at them. You know, it's no different. That's why I said get the Marco Polo app and you'll see their face as you're talking to them. FaceTime them. You're looking at them, and it'll help get you over that edge or over that hump of whatever the anxiety is that prevents you from putting your video out on social media and talking to clients. But with the way the market's changing, with all this stuff that's going on with the real estate industry, I mean, it's happening much quicker with NAR than I think anybody had ever thought. And we still don't know what's going to happen completely, but it's changing. And I think everyone will agree that you're going to have to get out there. You're going to have to get out there, get your message out there. You have to get out in front of your clients. You're going to have to do more marketing. You're going to have to do marketing differently. And you're going to have to market where clients are at. You have to go where they are. Where are they? They're online. They're on social media. And you've got to get your message out there. So you've got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So that is the message this morning. All right. Let's get into a little tech stuff. Tech. Let's go. All right. So what I want to show you guys is Gosh, where do I begin? I've got a slew of stuff here. Okay, first and foremost, you need, depending on your setup, depending, excuse me, excuse me, depending on your setup, if you if you're like me and you like doing some things on your computer, and if you start using something like Snagit, you've got to use your computer. There is no Snagit for your phone. Then you've got to have an efficient, easy way to move stuff back and forth from your computer to your phone. And for me, I primarily use Microsoft OneDrive, but I also have a Google Drive and I also have a Dropbox. So I have three different ways to move things back and forth. Some programs, some apps, I should say, they, why, I don't know, other than affiliations and just partnerships or what have you. Some will only accept Dropbox, some will only accept Google. But the bigger thing is if you can just get it to your phone, if you can get a file to your phone, then you can typically get it up, opened up into your app or whatever the app may be. So the biggest thing is you need to bridge from your laptop to your phone. And whether that is OneDrive, Google Drive, or Dropbox, you need to have one of those three. Because at that point, whatever you're working on your computer, whether it's something that is a file that's just you're working in Snagit, or it's a video that you're processing or editing because it's detailed work. Because again, I like to do more detailed work on my laptop, because if I'm trying to line stuff up and I'm trying to get it all just right, and I'm trying to just get, let's say I'm trying to line up some audio tracks, or I'm trying to line clips up to where it's like seamless and I'm creating this perfect loop. It's easier for me to do it here than on this little itty bitty screen. I don't like pushing and pulling and all that stuff with my thumbs on a small screen. And it just comes down to preference. You might not have a problem with it. You might have little fingers. I got big thumbs. It doesn't work good for me. So it's whatever works better for you. So little detailed work I like to do on my computer, I save it, I upload it to OneDrive, and then I download it on my phone. And then from there, I upload it into CapCut, which is what I use to do my final editing and put everything together, and then do all my final touches. And then I put it up into Instagram and I post it. So you've got to have that bridge. So first and foremost, if you do not have that bridge, you need to get the bridge. So get that taken care of, whether it's OneDrive, which if you don't use Microsoft, don't go OneDrive because it's going to cost you. Go to Google Drive, because that's going to be fairly cheap or inexpensive, because I think you can sign up for a Google Drive for nothing to a certain point as far as file size. And then at some point they start charging you. And then Dropbox, I think, is the same way. But you get to a certain point and then they're going to start charging you for file size. Either way, they're good to have, because you can start having that backup there, and it's in the cloud. And if you're not used to using something in the cloud, once you do, it's almost like having dual monitors. If you've never used dual monitors, and then once you go to dual monitors, you're like, how did I ever do this without dual monitors? And then when you go to three monitors, you're like, how did I ever survive without three monitors? Me, I've got six, which people are like, how do you work with six? Trust me. How do I work with two? I mean, I'm all over the place. I mean, you think you can get stuff done with two? Dude, wait till you have six and you can move stuff around. It's insane what you can get done then. So, same thing with a cloud storage device, like a Google, a Dropbox, a Microsoft OneDrive, that is, and having the ability to put stuff out there, pull it down, no matter where you're at, whether you're in the office, you're with a client, you have your information at your fingertips 24/7, 365. So your contract stuff, anything that you might need, you put it there, and it's always backed up. and their backup systems are better than any backup systems you can buy. So get a bridge and get the stuff out there. And then organize it well. Organize it well. And you're going to save yourself a lot of time and frustration. And the way I do it is I have a couple main files that are my almost like my target files, if you will. So when I'm going into OneDrive, my first file I'm looking for, because everything started with text, because I was trying to get text files off of this into my computer. And my OneDrive folder I set up was text files, because then I could just dump text right into my OneDrive. And then I looked for the text folder in my OneDrive, and I knew that's where they're at. So I just had one place I could go every time, and I knew that's where they're going to be. And from there, I built everything else out. And now I have that to where I have Insta Reels, Insta Collages, Insta covers, Insta Thumbs, and it's all categorized based on what the actual file is. And then I also have it to where it's Insta Ideas. You know, if there's things that I've seen or I've come across that I'm like, that's a great idea, I'll screenshot it, I'll save it, and I'll put that down, which that's something, if you guys don't know how to save things, I'm gonna put that down for tomorrow and show you guys how to do that, how to scrape a profile from Insta. Basically take it, copy it, duplicate. And then let's see. So at that point, no matter where you're operating, you can access those folders from your laptop or from your phone. So when you're doing like a collage, you can go out to Canva, and I'm telling you all this because we're going to physically walk through this tomorrow. And I want you guys to understand how we're going to do this so you're physically set up to do this. And I want you to have this bridge in place and understand logically how all this is going to work. So tomorrow, what we're going to do is we're going to go into Canva, and we're going to set up a big collage. We're going to go up and set up like probably a 5 to 6 page collage. And I'm going to show you how to set up those templates and how to size them up, how to set your parameters on it. And then we're going to take that, save it, export it out, and then we're going to put it over into over to our phone. And I'm going to use Microsoft OneDrive to get it over to my phone from my computer. And then I'm going to take it and upload it into a couple of different apps. I'm going to show you the couple apps you could use. I'm going to show you the one I use and why. And then it'll automatically chop it up into perfect sizes, which will make it perfect for where we're going to put the post on social media. So now what it does is it gives me a perfect canvas. So whether it's going to be a reel, whether it's going to be a 4x5 post, or it's going to be a 1x1 square, whatever we choose it to be, it's going to be perfect. And then I save it back into the OneDrive. Or I could actually save it. I could keep it there and finish it in on the phone, depending on what I'm doing with it. If I'm doing video work with it, I might keep it on the phone if my videos are done. And if my videos are done, I'll keep it on my phone and I'll do the voiceover. If I still need to do some specific video work, I might bring it back over to my computer, and you'll see why. Again, it just depends on what you're doing with it. But if it's just something you're creating a canvas, and now you want to lay over some images, and you just want to put some voiceover on it, I'll finish the rest of it on the phone because it's easy. You can upload that simply right up into Instagram or TikTok. Upload the canvas, upload your image, and then boom, there you go. And you actually, no, you can't upload the image to that. You got to lay it first, but you can do the voiceover there. But we'll build this thing out tomorrow, and you'll see it, you'll understand it. And it's all it is layering. I mean, it's just layering. If you've ever worked with like a PowerPoint, it's just like that. You're just putting stuff on your canvas and going. Um, if you've ever actually drawn or done true artwork, you're just layering. It's just layering. I mean, it's just as simple as that. I mean, it's just, I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. It's just simply layering. You're gonna get your backdrop, your canvas. You're gonna put your presentation, whatever your presentation slide is, on it. Boom. If you're gonna put an audio, if you're gonna record anything on it, then you put your voiceover. Boom, and then you're ready to post. And it's once you start to visualize and understand it, you're just building it. And how to build it, it gets really, really simple. And once you see it done once, cake, piece of cake, man, total piece of cake. And then that's where the creativity can come in, because then you can start coming up with all this cool creative stuff and how your backdrop starts to flow. And now how you have all these directional things that go from one backdrop to the next to the next. So as that carousel flows, that backdrop image flows, and your images go with it. And it's just really, 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 really cool. Um, so that we're going to actually build tomorrow, but I want you to have your bridge in place today. So if you do not have a bridge, OneDrive with Microsoft, if you use Microsoft, Google Drive, Dropbox, get those, one of those in place today. If you don't have any of them, go to Google Drive, get that set up, because I believe it's 100% free to start. And then Dropbox will be the next one that's 100% free, I believe, to start. Microsoft OneDrive will charge you something to start. Get those set up, and then we'll be ready to rock and roll with that tomorrow. And then be thinking of some ideas of what you want to post. Some that it's just a one single page image, and then some that's going to require 2, 3, or 4 pages to display your message or to convey your message. So not necessarily a, it could be a house, but I don't necessarily want it to be a house, but it could be a house if that's what you want it to be. But like, let me go do this real quick. Let me show you an example of one that we did recently, because we used Snagit to scale down these slides so that they would fit. And then we built it out page by page to incorporate. So let's make sure this catches up. There it goes. So this is a 10-page collage. And there's audio, there's voiceover on each and every individual page. So this was ultimately 2 different images here that I put together. This was a separate image, put the 2 together, actually put the 2 together with Snagit, if I'm not mistaken, laid over the text, created one big image, and then that was one. And then I created this collage behind the scenes here in Collage Maker on my phone, put the individual pictures in there, built the collage out, saved it, exported it out. And then this was a screenshot. This was a separate screenshot. This was actually drawn, this line was drawn with Snagit, because it lets you bend the line. This text was put in with Snagit. Logos and stuff like this is put in with This is put in with the that was laid in with Snagit. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I brought the this backdrop, this collage in the backdrop into Snagit, overlaid my logos, and then made it all one image. And then from there, I had the same image, the same backdrop, and I just duplicated it over and over and over and over. And then basically I started snagging out all these images. And then in Snagit, I could put this frame on it. I drew these arrows, I drew these lines, I did the highlights. All this was done in Snagit. And then this line was done in Snagit because I can bend it. This is a smaller version, just scaled back down image, because we could scale that image, that initial one from the very beginning. It's this image scaled down in Snagit, but it's still proportionally done. So it still looks perfectly right. Snagit. So the point of this is it all started with this canvas back here that you're seeing, this collage. That was built on my phone. I then transferred it out via OneDrive to my computer. I then started building out, customizing the way I wanted it. I then started screenshotting the things I wanted to build out this presentation with. Once I had the slides built, each individual slide was built. Let's take a risk and see if I can still have my slides on this computer. I have all this stuff open. I bet I've moved them away, filed them away already. Yeah, I've already moved them, cleaned them all up. I'll find them and I'll have them ready for tomorrow. And I'll show you the individual slides. And literally, I take these 10 slides and I move them back into, you know what, actually? I may still have them out here on OneDrive. So here's my OneDrive. And like I said, I go to my text items. Here's my text items. That's my central point. And then in this case, I have a transfer folder where I've moved most of my stuff. And see, I have all this stuff in here. So like, here's the good news image. Here's the bad news image. And 30-day challenge, 30-day inflation news, recession news. That's the stuff. I've already moved them out of here again too. I will find them and I will show them to you. But I want you to be able to see the individual slides, because I take these slides, these 10 slides, and I move them back over. And then I individually upload them back into Instagram. And at Instagram, each slide, I do a voiceover and I save them. And then once I have the voiceovers ready, then I just basically batch them all up together as one big group, and then line them all up, which is just, or actually you don't even line them up. You just tell Instagram you want to keep putting as many as you want up there. You're limited to 10, but you just put them in the order you want to put them in, put your captions, do what you want as far as your descriptions, post it, you're done. And this is what you get. And it's just that one seamless thing. But in this case, I use the same backdrop. What we're going to do tomorrow is we're going to use a backdrop that just continuously flows and it just continuously goes. So hopefully this gives you a little bit better picture of it, of how to do it. Excuse me. Tomorrow we're going to build it out so you'll see it step by step by step by step. It's really easy. But like I said, it's just layering. It's just layering. And it's simple. But yet you look at it and it looks complex, but it's simple. Like here, this was Snagit. This was laid on. This was laid on. This is text laid on, framed in here. And then everything pasted on top of the back canvas. That's it. Just layered in until I got the image and the message I wanted to have out here. So that's that. But that's what we're going to build tomorrow. I'm going to show you how to do this. because a lot of times when you see a lot of these things that come across, you look at it, you're like, holy cow, how do you put that together? And it looks like it's super complex and there's a lot going on, but at the same time, it's not that hard. You build it piece by piece, and you're only talking about a couple pieces, but it looks like it's a whole lot more. So, let's see. Holy moly, it's exciting. Yeah, I'm telling you, once we start getting into this stuff, you're gonna be like, holy. So this piece will go. I'm gonna show you guys how you can take and just have things will just diffuse. I mean, just some really, really cool stuff that comes over from all the true uh, green screen stuff that truly transfers over here, but a lot of people just don't know how to transfer it. Need for tomorrow bridge Canva snack. Yeah, Canva will give you a free account. It's like anything with these apps. They're free to a certain extent. And with Canva, one key thing is you're going to want to have you're going to have to upgrade at some point, because you'll see tomorrow you're going to want to be able to export or download, I should say, these images with a transparent background. And in fact, this how I did the this whole image, this is Canva. This framing around um, the screen, this is Canva, but it's with a transparent background so that you can see in between, you can see in it's inside here. Otherwise, if it had a solid background, you wouldn't be able to see anything here. And they start to charge you for this. However, there are a few free apps I can show you that'll create the transparent background, but it only works for so long that you can start to cheat the system. So I'll show you some workarounds there. But the point of the matter is there's going to be other things inside Canva that you're going to see and find that you're going to want to use. That it's going to be like, all right, you need to upgrade. Is the point of the matter. Same thing with like CapCut, the transitions, the things that you can see, and the effects. There's just, unfortunately, you want to get to the cool kid stuff. They start to charge you for it, but you don't have to get there first. Start to walk, then run. Then once you're running and sprinting, then you can upgrade to the big stuff. But yeah, get your bridge, get the stuff going. Snag it. Is that the same as snag list? No, snag list is completely different. You want to go to Tech TechSmith. We're gonna go to it's taking us to the library for TechSmith, but it'll get us there. You want to go to techsmith.com. I'll put this out here. Techsmith.com, and once you're there, you'll go to products right here. You'll see Snagit. You'll get a free trial, and I don't know how long the free trial lasts, but I'll put this out there as well in the chat. Like I said, if I'm not mistaken, it's like $64 for the year. It's the best $64 I've spent when it comes to tech. I mean, it is, I use this every freaking day, every day. And like yesterday, I was going through stuff. I was grabbing quotes and looking at stuff just to go through it. The library, I mean, it's got tons. I mean, it keeps all your stuff. My countdown clock, I recorded it. I'm getting ready to go create my own clock, but I recorded it, recorded the sound, recorded the video, recorded everything. I mean, everything. I record presentations. I get the audio, I get the video, I get everything. If it's on screen, you can snag it. Hence the name Snag It, no pun intended. I mean, in any portion of it, whether it's the full screen or one little section or what have you. And then, like I said, once you get it open, you can do whatever you want with it. I mean, it's super, super freaking powerful. So I once you get playing with it, you will, it's incredible. I mean, then and it's such a cool thing that you can use. And like I said, if you get into it, I mean, you have nice, clean, if you're like me and you want nice, clean lines, or you want nice boxes, you want to be able to have nice, clean presentations instead of all these jagged lines and funky, unprofessional looking stuff, snag it. So, all right, we ran way late today. But yeah, get your bridges. Get a basic Canva account set up so you can follow along. We're going to build this out tomorrow. Get a topic that's has one page topic, but then have a topic that has at least 2 to 3 pages that you're going to need space for. And then you don't necessarily need Snagit tomorrow, but if you're already sold on Snagit, get it, and I promise you'll thank me for it later. And then other than that, you guys have a great day. Get your video done and get that posted. Remember, live with a distraction. It can be on a personal page, it can be on a business page, it can be about anything. Live with a distraction. Just record it and just talk. Record it, talk. Don't sweat it. Just record it and talk. And just go. Post it, get it over with. Don't think about it. The more you think about it, the harder you're going to make it on yourself. Just pick your phone up, press the record button, talk, let it go, and be done. All right? And don't go back and watch it. Don't go back and watch it. Just go. All right? You guys have a great day. We'll see you guys tomorrow.